welcome to the sports show. A busy week, obviously, for a lot of different reasons. Mike, Max, Pat, Royce, the one and only Bob Lurtzema, nice enough to join us tonight.
Wow. As long as they win, I'll show up.
Yeah, that's what you said. We didn't know for a while that if Lurtzema was going to make it or not.
That's right.
You liked what you saw today?
I love what I saw today. You know, a lot of people are bad-mouthing Teddy right now. He's playing so much better. If you notice, he'll throw the ball out of bounds a lot quicker when everybody's covered. Those little things that you need to be successful as a quarterback, he's picking up now.
So. A couple times today, it looked like he just threw it, and I don't want to say he got lucky, but it looked like he might have got lucky. You know what I'm saying? Somebody caught it.
Why is it when somebody makes a great play, you call it lucky?
You know what I'm saying? He's throwing it, and you're going, oh, no. And all of a sudden, one of the Vikings comes, digs, whoever comes away with it.
Charles Johnson at the end of the game won the game for him. Yeah.
Yep.
But
no, he threaded the needle on that last week.
Here we go.
Here we go.
What did you think of the Vikings today?
I thought they were very fortunate to win.
See, Lurtsy?
I think that Diggs, right?
Diggs.
He won the game for him. He didn't do a thing the first half, but I'll tell you what, he is something. He makes moves on people, on defensive guys, that are as good or even better than Randy Moss. That kid is, for a guy, they didn't plan to draft him. I talked to the kid for a long time one day. He never heard from him. They never went to his pro day. He was at the Indianapolis. He said he just spent 15 minutes talking to George Stewart, and that was it.
Okay. You talked the whole time here? Patrick, what'd you think?
Hey, you're down 7. You got to get a first down, and you get it. You ended up turning it into a touchdown. That's pretty good. That was a nice comeback. They've figured out a lot of ways to lose in Chicago the previous 7 years, and this time they figured out a way to win. They're 5-2, and their defense is still playing well.
So Lurtsy, now, really, if you look at it, if they just go 5-4 the rest of the way, they're 10-6 in the playoffs. If you want to really do the math.
Oh yeah, you can do it that way, but you have to realize that they have the toughest schedule of the 32 clubs in the National Football League. On this last stretch, you got Green Bay twice, of course, and.
What do you think of Mike Zimmer?
To beat Green Bay.
I love Mike Zimmer.
Because
he gets in your face. He tells you like it is. He's got a lot of butt in him. He doesn't have to sugarcoat anything. And you watch certain players get cut. They go, why did he get cut? Well, he made a mellow mistake, and he did it again the next week. That's what Bud used to do.
Mental mistakes.
Mellow mistake, you can't do it.
I love him.
That's what Bud does.
I loved him on Monday saying nobody breaking out the no respect angle. Nobody gives us any respect. What the hell are you talking about? Are you football players that stupid that you believe that angle? But you guys were 12-2, and Bud told you nobody believed in you, right? Are football players that stupid that they believe that?
Yeah. Never that stupid. Hey, as an individual, you got yourself up ready for the game. A lot of that talk just goes right over your head, and it might be good for you guys to write about it, but it meant nothing to us.
But the coaches are the ones that selling it,
Yeah, but they're just.
Denny Green sold it here for. Denny Green sold it here for 10 years.
Sid, you wanted to say something?
Well, the quarterback, if you look at his stats, they're not that good. I think he could be more effective if he ran more. When he runs and scrambles, he's pretty effective. I think that's one of his strong points, and I don't think they take advantage, but they probably don't want to get him hurt. So, but I didn't think he was great today. As far as Peterson goes, how many yards did he get today?
103.
I think Bridgewater's, what you like about him is he's better at the end of the game than at the start of the game. So, right?
What I like about him is he doesn't make a lot of bad mistakes. He doesn't make as many. Now, he missed the one today.
Right.
But he doesn't make a lot of big plays, but he doesn't make a lot of big mistakes.
And he's getting better and better when to throw the ball away, like what I talked about. But I was in Denver, and I got to share it with your audience out there. I was in Denver in the locker room after that game when Teddy fumbled, and he was in field goal range, for Blair Walsh. In that locker room, you thought they won the game. I mean, they had so much confidence as a team because now they took that one big step, Sib. Well, all of a sudden they say, hey, we can beat a good team on the road. We're legitimate.
And now they did it.
And
Well,
now
they haven't beaten
yes.
a good team.
No, but they've won 2 in a row.
We haven't gotten
but
the
they've
good
won 2
team
in a row on the
part.
road,
The
and that's
Bears and the
monumental.
Lions.
Bears are 7 years. We
Yeah,
have
but
last
they're
7
not a
years. we
good
haven't
team
won.
now. You know, you can't say
They
they beat a
might
good
not
team
have won
on
the
alone
game
today.
if that Bear running back didn't get hurt.
Yeah, Matt Forty.
That was a big 40 got Fort, did it go?
40.
Yeah.
He gotten hurt. As long as he was in the game, the Bears were doing pretty good. And he sprained his ankle or something and left the
Harrison
game.
Smith will light you up, though.
Whew.
Cutler got it once, huh, at the goal line.
Yeah.
Got here, so
Yeah.
but I got just a quick amazing stat from the NFL today. There were a lot of amazing stats, New Orleans and the Giants and all that. But this Chiefs team that we saw a few weeks ago, I said they couldn't score 20 points if nobody else was on the field. They scored 45 against the Lions.
Yeah, Lions have packed it in.
Oh my gosh, it's ready
Lions
to pack it
gave-
in, isn't it?
We saw the Lions' last shot last week.
You're right,
They
that's
scored
what it looked
twice
like.
early. They got beat, and they said, "The hell with it. We're going 1-15."
That's what it looked
Yeah,
like.
you take a player like Matt Castle, just getting into Dallas' system, so he has to learn the system in a couple weeks. Here in Detroit, they replace almost all their coaches. Now you have all new coaching philosophy for a
get
team
fired.
during the season, and coaching is 60 to 65% of the game. And
get
here you
fired.
got all these changes,
He'll
right,
get-
Sid?
He'll get fired tomorrow.
Who's that?
The Detroit line
Caldwell?
coach.
Oh, they
Oh,
already
they
fired the
just
whole
fired
offensive
Brown.
staff. They got to go through till the end of the season, and then they'll get fired.
Yeah, they'll wait.
They're
until then.
terrible.
Yeah, for sure. Well, take a break, come back, stay with us.
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by Cambria, makers of quality quartz surfaces. Ticket King. For the best price on tickets anywhere, try Ticket King. Soundpoint Audiology. Life is worth hearing. And Bobby and Steve's Auto World. Go to BobbyandSteve'sAutoWorld.com for huge savings on everything from convenience store items to everything under the hood of your car.
Quality. It's the result of shared values. The joy found in an honest day's work. Respect for true American craftsmanship and the need, not the want, to get things right. It's the result of remembering your roots, being forever humbled by how far you've traveled and forever hungry to push on further. Quality is a result. Quality is who we are. Cambria. Family owned, American made.
You're watching CW-23.
Your TV and your internet. Experience the two together like never before with this special offer from Xfinity. Only $79.99 a month. Only Xfinity from Comcast gives you the X1 entertainment operating system with Xfinity On Demand. The most movies and TV shows available on all your devices. Combine that with the fastest in-home Wi-Fi and get the most out of your entertainment. Get the X1 Double Play for only $79.99 a month and lock in your rate for 2 years. Plus, add X1 DVR service free for a year. Call 1-800-XFINITY or visit Xfinity.com today.
It seems only yesterday Molly was 8 weeks old. So cute and energetic. By 12 weeks, she let us know when she needed out. Usually. At 5 months, she started making friends. And at 7 months, she passed her first obedience class. Sort of. Now Molly's 1, which in dog years is like 7. Fortunately, since her first day in our family, Molly's received important preventive care thanks to Banfield Pet Hospital and their Optimum Wellness Plans. Banfield has an affordable wellness plan for every stage of a pet's life. Molly's plan includes 2 comprehensive exams per year. Unlimited free office visits help identify issues before they become problems. And monthly payments spread the cost out over a year. So I don't have to let any of my pets go a year, much less 7, without a checkup. Get to know Banfield with a free exam and consultation at any of our 20 area locations. Now open in Minnetonka at the Country Village. Call today or visit meetbanfield.com.
Main Street is filled with hopes and dreams. The only thing you need is the right partner. The beacon of light that shines, that says we are in this together. That is Beacon Bank. Locally owned and community committed. They understand what you need. And they are your personal answer. Your friend in business and in life. Allow the folks at Beacon Bank to be a part of your life because they make dreams come true. Beacon Bank, it's a member of the FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Looking for a nice, big, juicy rack of ribs?
Fabulous chops, huge steaks, and the Buddy Bowl? Then J.D. Hoyt's is the place for you. Hoyt's opened in 1983, and Mike Andrews and his partner John White have kept this Minnesota tradition at the top of the food chain. Managing owner Pat Montague gives us a tour.
At J.D. Hoyt's, enjoy a relaxed atmosphere, great food, friendly service, private dining room, second to none happy hour, just blocks from the new ballpark.
Located at 394 in North Washington. Locally owned, nationally known. Hoyt's.
J.D. Hoyt's downtown Minneapolis Supper Club. Chop, steak, seafood, a whole lot more. You'll find Patrick Royce there, Bob Lutzman there. Sid Hartman only does takeout there. He doesn't want to sit and sign autographs all night, but it's good food. Welcome back to the sports show. What a week for the Gophers. Do you want to start with the game last night or Jerry Kill?
Well, I'm happy for one kid, Mitch Leitner. He took more heat from the media all year, and they wanted him benched. They wanted him at this. What a show he put on yesterday. I talked to Harbaugh just for a little bit, and he thought he was about as good a quarterback as they faced all season.
Give me a summary of the week in your mind, though. A coach retires in the middle of the week. They end up playing Michigan. It goes down to the 1-inch line. I mean, we've seen a lot of strange things in Gopher football. I'm not sure we've seen one that strange. The week.
Well, they will name Tracy this week, I'm pretty sure.
The thought was they may at least extend him through next season.
The whole staff will be rehired Wednesday or Thursday. I'd be surprised if it don't happen. And then I think within the next month or so, they will name Getz the athletic director. And they've had they don't want to bring in any more Brewsters or Teagues or people like that. Everybody in the department loves that woman. She's very efficient, very good, and they can get a good coach to come here. They've proven that, I'll tell you that. So
You don't think Kill was a good coach then?
Huh?
You don't think Kill was a good coach? They can't get a good coach. What do you mean?
Kill was a last-minute hire.
Let me say this.
They got turned down by 7 coaches, including 2 that got fired.
Talk to your guy, Dave Mona. He says they never talked to Edsel. Never had him on the radar. We keep saying Edsel, the Maryland guy.
Brady Hoke they did.
Brady Hoke they did. That would have been. Let me say this. For 59 and a half minutes last night, Tracy Claeys, they were going to try to carry Tracy off on their shoulders, which wouldn't have been easy, I must say, having been in that similar condition. I've never seen a guy's PR go completely to hell as bad as his did in the last 20 seconds. I went from saying, they went from playing better football than they've ever played to the dumbest finish to a football game I've ever seen.
But it was usually one play because I'd have gone for it on 4th down.
Yeah, but if you're going to go for it on 4th down, you don't call the previous play for sure.
Right, the previous play.
First down.
Right.
It was first down.
But here's what happened. When you stop him on the 1-foot line, then you stop him again. The defensive line and defensive players, you don't know how that brings our adrenaline to the highest peak ever. And you can just sit down, get in your stance, say, "Bring it, man. We're going to take." And then they went for it on 4th down.
I've never.
If you're going to go for it on 4th down,
it was just the last
First,
game.
yeah, it wasn't
Last
4th down.
play.
Yeah.
If you're
First
gonna go
down,
for it-
second down. They had 4 downs. They could have spiked the ball, but here's the problem. Rodney Smith just got done running through about 9 guys on about 3 different plays, breaking tackles, and now you get to the 1-foot line, and you're shifting all over hand the ball to the tailback. And make them stop them. And if they stop them, use your timeout. What an idiotic. You don't have to fool them. You don't have to fool them on a half-yard line.
would you go for the field goal?
Hell no. Beat them.
No, I think it was just one play, though, out of the whole game. I think otherwise people were pretty satisfied with the game, except for one play.
But
I
matching
thought
the
they did
14-second
I
shift.
thought they did a
Oh, no, yeah.
fantastic job. against a very good Michigan team.
Can you imagine if Michigan would have lost that game on the last play of the game after what happened to them last week, too? I mean, 2 weeks ago?
How will you account for the fact that they played so lousy against Nebraska? I think Kill's illness had something to do. He told me today he can't drive no more.
No, if you have a seizure, you got to be seizure-free for X amount of time. He's talking about sharing a driver with you.
Thing I can't understand. He says to me,
You don't want to have to pay for.
Yeah, that's pretty good, man.
he says, I can't drive you, but I can drive with you.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
How hard was it to see him, though, at that press conference, understand how much he loved the game and having to walk away from it?
He's some
You
kind
weren't
of...
there, though.
Huh?
You weren't at the press conference,
No,
now that I think about it.
He called it at 7:45.
Yeah.
So you drive. You can get somebody to drive you right away. I had no driver.
Okay. Anyway, how tough was it to watch that press conference?
But I got him the same day in the morning for an hour and a half. We sat and talked. An hour and a half. And he was crying. And this is very tough for him. I'll give you a long shot. Many years ago, when Warmath was the assistant athletic director, I walked by one day and he says, "Hey, get me on the Viking staff, will you?" I said, "I'll try." So I said to Bud, "Will you hire him? I'll tell you tomorrow." 8 o'clock in the morning, I get a call, "Send your guy over here." And he wound up coaching for the 5 years. It wouldn't surprise me. Spielman really likes him. And if Spielman can find something for him to do,
There's going to be no problem finding something to do. Bob, the one thing that people have mentioned over there, and I don't know if you wait and see how this, is that he could be the athletic director.
I think, number one, I had a legitimate tear. I watched it. Legitimate tear. That guy is tremendous, so I can't say enough good things about him. But you've got to remove yourself from football.
Right, but I'm saying athletic director.
Doesn't matter. You're still going to have to work your time. You're around the game. You're frustrated because once you're even the old timers when we retire, it's still there.
Yeah.
And you can't get away from it. And with his illness,
Well, he's got him coaching the Vikings.
you can't do nothing with pressure.
Well, you got him coaching the Vikings now.
Huh?
You can't throw
Not
him back
coaching
into
the Vikings.
No,
You can't
everything's
throw him
pressure.
back into
I don't
anything
have him
until you-
coach. Let's get this clear.
Assistant, you said.
I didn't say have him coaching the Vikings.
No, as an assistant, you said there's a possibility.
Some kind of a job connected with the Vikings
Well, he
new
could get a
stadium
job
or
raising
something like
money
that.
at the
Yeah, anybody can get those jobs.
No,
But how
you
much
can't
stress
throw a
can you
guy-
take?
You can't throw a guy who had to walk away from the job because of health reasons into anything for 3 or 4 months. He's got to make sure he's healthy. He can't quit on Wednesday and a week later say, "I feel good."
I
You
agree.
can't do anything for
But
a
in 3 or
while.
4 months,
You're right. You're 100%
you're right. But in 3 or 4 months,
I'm not over it, and it's been 30 years. The pressure is there. When you have to go there, watch film, do all those other things, no matter where you're at,
Won't
you're
coach
still
again.
involved.
no, I don't
No.
think he will coach again.
He's
but that's
talking
why I was
about
saying-
athletic.
Yeah, but he's got
Take a break, come back.
away.
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by Escape MSP, the fastest 60 minutes of your life.
Ever wonder, why do I hear but not understand? Scientists at Cambridge University discovered the answer. Inside your cochlea, there are thousands of tiny hearing hair cells. Poor hearing occurs when regions of these hair cells die. Amplifying a dead region with hearing aids makes you hear worse, not better. The result of this study is a hearing clarity breakthrough. Using standard test equipment, dead regions of your cochlea are identified. Then, a new type of frequency-shaping hearing aid is programmed to bypass the dead regions. Only your usable hearing hair cells receive amplification. Brilliant. A local study is underway. 100 citizens with hearing problems are needed to receive this testing and then wear the tiny device for 10 days, recording your results. Call now to see if you qualify. Volunteers may keep the product at a special discount if they desire. Don't miss this opportunity. Call now.
Hi, I'm John Hines. And Bobby and Steve's Auto World is the place you should come for car washes, oil changes, tires. As a matter of fact, anything and everything under the hood of your car. You're in great hands at Bobby and Steve's Auto World, where serving people is the most important part of their business.
Go into Bobby and Steve's Auto World for great savings on all Michelin and BF Goodrich tires. Plus, get $60 on your World Rewards card. Schedule your appointment at BobbyandStevesAutoWorld.com or just stop in.
Get some visitors.
Welcome back to the sports show. Timberwolves are off to a 2-0 start. Something that's never happened opening on the road, 2-0. Obviously, all that's gone on since last week with Flip Saunders' death and everything else.
Well,
give me your assessment of the Timberwolves.
About 2-3 weeks ago, I went in to watch the Gopher basketball team practice. And who's somebody else at me? Sid. It's Rick Pitino. He's there. And I talked to him about this kid. What's the kid from Kentucky with Timberwolves?
Yeah.
Carl Anthony Towns.
He says he's as good a player. He says his potential is like Alcindor and people like that. He says he's not going to be that overnight, but his potential, he can shoot the three, he can rebound, and the show he put on the other night against
Denver,
it was unbelievable.
Patrick?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he is the real deal. He's, 7 foot tall almost, and he moves around the basketball court like not many 7-footers I've seen. And you know what? Now this is way premature. He's played 2 games, but he's got more offensive game than Garnett ever had. You know, he's got more offensive.
You want to go on record saying it one
I'm
more
not
time?
saying he'll be better than
I wanna hear
Garnett, but I don't know defensively. But he's got a better offensive game than Kevin ever had.
They got Wiggins, as good as there is. That Levine, I think he's got a chance to be a great player.
Oh.
They aren't going to win a lot of games this year, but their potential is fantastic.
I had a nice visit with Ricky Rubio today about how he's grown as a guy. I've never seen him shoot the ball like he did against the Lakers that day, about kind of understanding who's hot, who's not, who to get the ball to. Do you think he's ready to take a leap, Bob?
He should. He should.
It is now or never. I mean,
Yes.
it's time.
Because he sees so much of the court all the time, the way he works himself, and to get the shots, I think they want him to do a little more shooting. They're finally pressing him to shoot more, and I think that's a part.
This is coming from a guy who was a basketball star at Michigan Tech.
Yep,
that's the truth. He was a.
Have you ever gone to
St. Cloud's game? You played St. Cloud State, didn't you? You were in the same league.
I like the Lynx. They got
He
basics.
was a hell of a basketball
Western
player.
Michigan.
No, we started at Michigan Tech.
Yeah, oh yeah. You didn't transfer.
We set 11 records up at Michigan Tech.
I played with you on the WCC All-Star team.
We were undefeated too.
You and Joe Sancher in the post, me on the point.
My guy Red Severson at St. Cloud State told me what a good basketball player.
Really? So they really did play against you?
Yes, Lurch was a hell of a player.
Much better in football.
I had potential in football.
So
never got to my potential.
What do you think the effect of Flip Saunders will be on this team, or do you think that gets overstated and as the team moves on, they just start playing games?
Well, we'll see. The one thing I wanted to change is the subject. What they going to do with that Pekovic?
Well, he was walking around practice today having fun. He's working. Rick Adelman was there, too, talking to him. It was kind of fun to see.
Yeah,
but Pekovic's, he is what he is, Patrick.
Yeah, you got to
take whatever games you get out of him.
Back. You're still on the hook for, what, you gave him $52 million?
Yeah,
so
whatever.
You're still on the hook for 2/3 of that, so.
Guaranteed money.
He'll be the backup, but, he'll play. The trouble with him, when he plays, you got to change your game completely, because you got to play at that. But you mentioned Rubio. They need him to play 82 games in 35 minutes because they stink when he's not on the court.
Well, I don't know, Miller, we haven't seen him.
No.
I don't know what the point
was. He must be slower than
Let me just say this. while he was hurt, they tell me every day he could he worked with that shooting coach.
Right.
And that shooting
But
coach...
he's worked with shooting coaches before.
Yeah, but he's done wonders with them.
Well,
that's
what they told us last year.
That's to Patrick's point. I've heard that before. Take a break, come back.
If you guys could go on a free shopping spree anywhere, where would you go? I'd go to the grocery store. Pizza, ice cream. I'd go shop for clothes. You know where I go? I'd go to Ticket King. Ticket King! At Ticket King, you can buy great seats for the Vikings, the Wild, the Timberwolves, and of course the Twins. We love the Twins. Yep, this is where I go. Vikings, Twins, Wild, Timberwolves, Gophers, theater, and concerts too. For details, go to TicketKingOnline.com. Any ticket, anytime, anywhere. It's the real thing. It's Ticket King. Right, Dad?
Couldn't have said it any better myself.
That's for sure.
You're watching CW-23.
Main Street is filled with hopes and dreams. The only thing you need is the right partner. The beacon of light that shines, that says we are in this together. That is Beacon Bank. Locally owned and community committed. They understand what you need. And they are your personal answer. Your friend in business and in life. Allow the folks at Beacon Bank to be a part of your life because they make dreams come true. Beacon Bank, it's a member of the FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Beacon Bank will become Alerus Bank, and it will be the same. Responsive, reliable, reassuring. Bob Weiss is out shooting ducks in North Dakota right now. Yeah, I'll be joining that group soon. But Beacon Bank, what a great place to do business. The Minnesota Wild, have you been surprised by their start?
Well, they did pretty good last year, and they got most of those players back. They got the same coach back. They got everybody else. They're playing great. They lost that game to St. Louis in overtime, but so far, so good.
Patrick?
I'm surprised they're this good because the goalie hasn't been what he was last year. He's been mediocre, and yet they're 7-3. So, you know, they won 7 out of 10. I'm
Vanek,
surprised.
Zucker, some of these guys.
The power play looks great ever since Adam Oates came in there and told them how to run
what to do. Lurtsy?
It's football season.
That's it, man. Well, you're a hockey guy, too.
My kid
was drafted.
This guy is every sport. Basketball, his kid was a hockey star.
Yeah, well, he got drafted by the North Stars, but he was 10 times the athlete I ever thought of being. But I really haven't watched it.
Let me ask you a question
I just
quickly.
love football.
You about coaching. NBA, baseball, NHL, or NFL. Which one is the coach the most important?
The most important, I would have to go with basketball, probably.
Really?
Yep. As far as he's setting
but if you
up
got
and
great
direct
players,
your
let them
offense.
play.
Oh, hey, the coach, you got to get the players to fit the coach's system.
Football.
Just because you got
I think football too, because more people.
Yeah, but you're not going to take a basketball player myself, bring me out of guard. You know, I was a center forward. Yeah, well. No, the coaches, it's no different than Norv Turner. You know, Manziel, he was never in the picture.
I got to take a timeout. I got to take a timeout because Sydney has been impatient. He's been so patient with you two guys tonight because you've been doing all the talking. Sydney, I want you to sit on Sid, look into that camera, and give us a final thought or two, if you can muster up two.
I've been in sports for a long time, and I can never figure out how a team like the Gopher football team can stink the place out against a team like Nebraska that can't beat anybody, and then come back the next week and almost beats one of the best teams in the country.
Hey, they did a nice tribute to you on ESPN last night, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your guy
See you back
Brad
next week,
Nessler
everybody.
gave you a big send-up.
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by Cambria, makers of quality quartz surfaces. Ticket King. For the best price on tickets anywhere, try Ticket King. Soundpoint Audiology. Life is worth hearing. Escape MSP, the fastest 60 minutes of your life. And Bobby and Steve's Auto World. Go to BobbyandSteve'sAutoWorld.com for huge savings on everything from convenience store items to everything under the hood of your car.